Welcome to Deep Thought. Legal drugs, right? You know what? I'm gonna read this quote that was given by the ancestor Dick Gregory, and let me read it real quick before I get into the quote. Though I gotta give honor to that brother. I've seen him in. He came to speak at my high school way back in. I think it was 1970. Yeah, I think it was 1979. He came to speak at my high school, and yeah, well, he pissed off all the white guys and had the brothers dying. That dude was funny as hell. It was like that dude, and then I remember a second time actually meeting him when I was doing a journalist thing, because y'all know I had 1,000 jobs, right, when I was a journalist, right? And it was interesting. It was a situation where I got to be around not just him, but a whole group of people for a day. And this dude just casual just had me dying. I mean, this dude, I remember some brother who came up to him and said, Mr. Gregory, do they have time machines? And he's like, yeah! He was just talking casual, man. And it's like the dude is just funny. But at the same time, he was that old school type of comedian. A comedian is really a griot. Or a comedian can point out our stuff, just do it in a funny way. This is a very important craft. I mean, and it should be like real comedy is going to be a craft, right? So anyway, let me see. Let me hit the quote. But he said, if they took all the drugs, nicotine, alcohol, and caffeine off the market for 6 days, they have to bring out tanks to control you. All right? And you think about it, right? Because you got all these legal drugs. Because it's funny, we got this, like the opiate crisis. These people are not being introduced to opiate like by some street corner person. I mean, yeah, you got them out there doing it, but typically they introduced to opiates by their doctors. People they trust, people who took an oath, right? And they just get addicted to them, and then the legal stuff starts to come in, opens it up. But if you look at other drugs, like nicotine, like I don't understand cigarette smokers. I remember on a job, and this was years ago, this young lady did something real nice, but she was a cigarette smoker, and I said, I'll get her a pack of cigarettes. No, not a pack, a carton. And I saw how much it was. I was like, I forgot what she did for me, but it was just something real nice. I saw it. I was like, damn, I should have thought about giving it. I should have just thought about just a card. It's like, good God. But people, shoot, you go on jobs or you go outside of buildings and stuff, it'd be freezing outside. People be smoking that cigarette, right? Or alcohol. As somebody who, might have been around somebody who used some illegal drugs before, right? Okay, I ain't gonna lie. Look, I've had some Love Boat before when I was young, right? And Love Boat is just marijuana laced with, embalming fluid or whatever else. They'll trust me. And that was the first and last time. But if you think about alcohol, that'll get you more messed up than any of these other, like some of these illegal drugs. I mean, I don't have the experience of dealing with cocaine or crack or heroin, but a lot of stuff out here still gets you high. Like alcohol is very legal. And shoot, even in upscale neighborhoods, you can find a liquor store. Right? But what does it do? It calms people down. Or if you look at beer, think about it. That's pretty much, with all these other businesses going out and everything, craft beers are popular. They say like the major beer companies not making the money they used to. That's because all these people making their own beer now. But that's still alcohol, mood enhancement, mood changer, or caffeine. You think about Starbucks. Starbucks is $1 billion company, and all they're doing is serving coffee. Or if you look at like some of these energy drinks and stuff, nothing but concentrated sugar. All right. All of these things are a control, and I suspect that's part of the reason why marijuana is being legalized in many states, not just for the money or something, but to keep people calm. Understand the purpose of these drugs. They to keep you either going or to keep you calm. Like the caffeine to keep you going. You all stressed out. They get you fired up. The caffeine, the energy drinks, they get you all fired up to get out there and work hard for, to enhance the lifestyle of some faceless stockholder. Think about it. Think about it. You working your butt off just so somebody else can have their yacht and everything, but to keep you going. Because you tired. If you needed to begin with, you stressed. And then you stressed out working, and then you need the alcohol, the nicotine, all that to come down off of that stress. Man, it's a game, but it keeps you controlled. But you imagine somebody say, all right, we banning alcohol. We're going to keep it off the market. You can't smoke no cigarettes, get all these drugs. And then some people might hear that and think, oh, everybody be clean. No, you have some crazy people. It'd be worse than a purge and whatnot. It'd be a nuclear option purge and whatnot. People would just be getting crazy. You ever see people when they going through withdrawal symptoms? Shoot. They would have to bring out the tanks. I mean, you had to arm them up. You probably had to still give some type of drugs to the soldiers, keep them amped up. And shoot. Nah, then you gotta think, and see, sometimes people have to think about that too. Like, what purpose does it serve? Trust me, it's a way to control people. In fact, Coca-Cola, when they first got started, that was actually based on cocaine. Shoot, they'll tell you. But that's the whole thing. It's like, it ain't just about the legality of it. Like, okay, like as we see with the Border Patrol and everything, they can be very efficient about keeping something out. This country can. But they can't keep the drugs out? Think about it. And we ain't even getting to that, but the legal drugs, no. And my point about the keeping the drugs out, it's a great way to keep people pacified. Because other than some property crimes and somebody breaking in your place to like steal something so they can sell it to get another high, shoot, and that keeps people busy too. That keeps the cops busy. Other than that, people usually chill with it. They drinking or something, shoot. Most of them keeping out of trouble. Especially with the legal ones, people keeping out of trouble and they still hard workers and everything. But it's a way to control people, get their bodies used to all of that. See, that's why I'll drink a beer every now and then. Like once, I just had a beer recently, right? I eat with my scrimps, right? Yes, scrimps. I know there's some pronunciation police out there, but scrimps. It's comedy. Anyway, right? So I just had something. It was just some Heineken and whatnot, right? Nothing big, right? But that'll probably be the last one I have for like another year, because I don't really mess with it. I might get a Frappuccino at Starbucks once a year, and I don't mess with cigarettes and stuff. My mother smoked when I was little. I couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. That's one thing. I've actually tried a cigarette or two, of course, but I'm just like, ain't really me. So, but yeah, legal drugs out there. It's, not only lucrative, but, you keeping the peace. Because if people were sober, not only would that change the economy greatly, but people would start looking at a lot of this stuff and be like, oh, hold up, hell no. But a lot of times people ain't getting politically involved or doing stuff. Shoot. They're in a drunken stupor somewhere. They sufficiently liquored up. So, really got to look at everything and question it, right? So, anyway, that's it for today, y'all. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to go get the type of drugs I like. Give me some buffalo wings. Anyway, y'all have a nice day now. Peace and blessings.